We welcome you to another live edition of the Sports Box, brought to you by our friends at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and use the box at sign up for 10 points. And here we go.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition here of Unsportsmanlike Conduct here on the Sports Box. Here on this Monday evening, the week of Thanksgiving. I can't believe now the holiday season is actually here. So big eating fest coming up on Thursday. So that will test everybody's diets. I guess they've been on, if they have been on any. But we'll see how everybody does this week with the eatings, great food, and being with their family. I'm Paul Macrie, as always, alongside Big V, Mike Velardi. What's going on this evening, Mike?
What's up, Paulie? Another great Eagles game to talk about yesterday. We can't get lucky.
Didn't we agree today that we might not even talk about it? That's how pathetic they are.
I mean, I think we're gonna have to talk about it eventually, but
yeah, we'll get into obviously NFL Week 11 action yesterday with 11 games. Pretty good Thursday night game between Seattle and Arizona. Seattle won that by 7. So they take over first place in the division. We got a game coming up a little over an hour now between the Rams and the Buccaneers, two playoff teams, looks like, going at it this evening in Tampa. So we'll even do a little preview of that before the game gets underway in a little over an hour. And, we'll get into some college football, but I was telling you earlier how college football, I mean, it's tough to follow right now. Who's canceling this week?
Yeah.
Obviously, I know they have to err on the side of the caution. The universities are going to try to do everything they can to not, obviously have lawsuits and everything happen. God forbid if somebody's sick and then it gets serious because of COVID. But it's tough when you got, it seems like every week now, 10 to 15 major games getting canceled across the board. And I think I just saw a couple other SEC games are already canceled for this upcoming weekend. So it's just more and more that continue to happen. I know Notre Dame plays North Carolina this week on Friday, so hopefully that game is played because I would like to watch that. So as far as the ACC big game is concerned. I just saw Chris Tenta put on the board, Doug Stinks talk about that. Well, that's not the only guy on the Eagles.
You know what? I changed my tune. I did change my tune from earlier when I talked to you. I do want to talk about some Eagles talk because, throughout the day I was thinking about I know we're not strictly an Eagles show, but
right
there is a lot of stuff going on about the Eagles that I kind of want to get off my chest. I do listen to the morning show for the 15-minute ride that I do have to work, and there is a lot of stuff brought up. Because they come when I'm driving to work, it's right when they come on the air. Mm-hmm. And Simon John usually does call up as soon as I do go there, so I get fired up with listening to him. On the way there. And it's I guess in the morning it's who's to blame every Monday morning.
It's always like one person though. They can't just spread the blame around. It's always got to be one person. I guess it's good for ratings. I don't know.
But it is accountability. And it does fall on the quarterback most of the time. He looks like shit, Paul. He doesn't look good. And I get it. Play calling's not good either. But listen, Jim Schwartz usually takes a lot of the blame. The defense was not the blame yesterday.
Oh, no.
Okay?
Safety and a pick six. Yeah.
Okay? You throw a screen. What kind of a screen pass is that to throw in the air like that? What are you doing? Okay?
Yeah,
why are you taking safety in the end zone? Okay? You're not a quarterback. You never played in the NFL before. You never played football before, really. Okay? To throw the ball away when you're and not to hold the ball onto the ball that long when you're standing in the end zone. Okay? Come on, man. There's a time clock in your head to get rid of the ball. You're taught this at a young age if you're a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
What is he doing? And I am so sick and tired of hearing about Jason Peters. Get this guy off the field. Okay? And then I got to hear him today at the press conference. Oh, I'm going to continue to play him. He's going to start. Both of them, Peters and Wentz. I'm going to continue to play him. Well, you moved him over there because you're going to make more money being a left tackle. Come on, man. I don't care if he's 38, 39, a future Hall of Famer. You got rid of Brian Dawkins, didn't you? Mm-hmm. You thought it was the end of the line for him, didn't you? Come on. Yep. This is unbelievable now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The problem is they marry themselves to older veterans that they've given extensions to, and they just don't know when the time is right to let go of them. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. Okay? I'm also tired of hearing, oh, well, he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to. Bullshit. Okay? I got a question for you. Who does Phillip Rivers have to throw the ball to in Indianapolis? Tell me.
Michael Pittman's starting to develop, it looks like.
Michael Pittman Jr. So you're going to throw out – I'm not –
I'm just saying one of them.
You're going to throw a rookie wide receiver to me.
And I saw Trey Burton got a couple targets yesterday.
Listen, rookie wide receiver to me.
Well, it's good play calling, though, too, from Frank Reich.
What I'm saying is Phillip Rivers – how many points they put up yesterday? 30 whatever?
31, I think.
Okay. The Packers are a fairly good team, right? Maybe not defensively. But they're in a slugfest with Aaron Rodgers. I don't consider Phillip Rivers to be a
34
10 quarterback. He's a older, savvy vet quarterback who can keep you in a game, but he'll make his mistakes too. Okay.
Well, they run the football well.
What I'm saying is, Frank Reich is an innovative, offensive-minded head coach who will make things happen. First half wasn't working too well. He changed things up. Okay? Phillip Rivers doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to. Come on, man. I'm tired of hearing about Carson Wentz doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to. I'm tired of hearing it. That's a moot point. Dallas Goedert is a good receiver when they throw the ball.
Even Richard Rodgers has become like
fine. They got people to throw the ball. You're in the NFL. Catch the ball. Yep. These people can run routes. Throw the ball to them. Stop it. I'm tired of hearing it. Miles Sanders did fine. Okay, he fumbled. Wow, whoop-de-doo. He's got the most yards per carry in the NFL besides what's his name? Like, come on.
Besides Henry?
Yeah, I think so.
And Dalvin Cook, I think, up there
man.
too.
Like they're running the ball. If they get down 7-0, he gets away from it. It's done. It's over with.
Well, that fumble was a killer because they were opposing their will. They were opposing their will running the football in that first possession.
I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying if something happens, he gets away from it.
Well, yeah, he had 2 carries in the second half, 14 in the first half, 2 in the second half. Sanders,
they are
talking about that.
They are overpaying Alshon Jeffrey, and they're putting him out there, and he gives an effort like that on
no catches, 2 targets,
2 targets all year. What's he like? They're paying.
Well, he's only second game back,
it's
but yeah,
ridiculous. Oh, I want to get him more involved, dude. If he is active and he is in your lineup, he should be getting 10 targets a game. I don't care. Don't care.
And Fulgham's disappeared.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit because of.
I don't care. If he is active, if he is available to play, throw him the ball. Keenan Allen had 16 catches yesterday. Okay? I'm not comparing Alshon Jeffrey to Keenan Allen. I'm just saying you could get your best guy the ball. Don't tell me, I got to get him more involved. And with Carson Wentz, every time he comes up to the podium, it's on me. I got to be better. Be better? I'm tired of that BS. I'm tired of it. It's a hard time to be an Eagles fan right now. Not from the standpoint of, I want them to win games. I'm tired of hearing the same thing every week. Every week. I got to get better. Dude, come on. Where are we at right now? Bullshit.
Purgatory, because if you look at it, the other 3 teams in the division, they're still behind the Eagles, but they're actually playing better than the Eagles.
Please.
Cowboys had a nice win yesterday against Minnesota.
Yeah.
The Giants on a bye week, but before that, they've been playing pretty well as of late. And Washington beat Cincinnati yesterday.
Yep.
So they're not playing that bad. Alex Smith actually looks pretty decent, pretty solid for them since he took over. So you got 3 teams that are up a little bit. I'm not saying they're by far not good teams, but comparatively speaking, compared to what the Eagles are right now, they're better than the Eagles. I mean, that's pretty sad to think right now.
I'm taking a different stance than I was 2 or 3 weeks ago when Jalen Hurts, I'm not taking the Aunt Morella stance. My stance is he needs to be sat down. He needs to see what's going on. I'm not saying that Hurts is the heir apparent. I'm not saying that. This guy needs to be sat down. Like, dude, you suck right now. Like, you are not 2017 Carson Wentz.
Well, how about the example yesterday?
You are not the four games from last year Carson Wentz at the end of the year. You are nowhere near this right now. You are terrible.
How about the example yesterday in one of the other games? Tua gets benched in the fourth quarter for Fitzpatrick. Tough love, wasn't playing well.
3-0, last 3 starts.
But the head coach said, we just needed a little spark, but he's the starter again next week.
Perfect.
Didn't work, but he was not afraid to go do that to his young quarterback.
You know what? It almost did work. He threw an interception in the end zone. In the final series.
I'm just saying, it still resulted in a loss. But I mean, he figured, listen, Miami coming into game 6 and 3.
At least Brian Flores has balls. Yeah, he did what he thought was right. Yeah, but Brian, you know what? You might not be able to compare to it in that spot, but at least his coach had balls. Doug Peterson right now doesn't have balls. He has no balls right now.
I understand why you can't necessarily compare it fully because, number one, it's a rookie on a rookie deal, and Wentz on his money. So I guess that you're talking about that maybe a little bit.
Dude, he's the number 5 pick in the draft or whatever Tua was. That's your future. That's still your future. You put that guy in to show your franchise. Dude, the guy's 3-0. You're basically telling your franchise, I don't give a shit. I'm going to take this guy out. I don't care. I think that coach has more on him.
And
the city of Philadelphia right now is crying for Peterson to take this guy out. Dude, they will applaud Peterson to take Wentz out right now. So Peterson could save his job right now to take Wentz out, to take him out.
Yeah, but he also, the Miami situation where you actually had Fitzpatrick playing pretty good football, and they elected to go to Tua when there was they could have sold the fan base on, Tua's going to, develop this entire season, which I thought was going to be the plan from the get-go, especially if Fitzpatrick was playing as well as he was. Now, we know Fitzpatrick's a very streaky quarterback, so it all could have went down the other side where he was strong. He was going to get turnover happy at some point. But, Brian Flores seems to do things as the head coach, and only the second year as a head coach, that not other head coaches really would want to do as far as, I think Doug and I guess a lot of people in this organization are very concerned about ruining the psyche of Carr. I mean, his psyche's already probably ruined, but I guess they feel like as far as further doing it by either benching him or giving him tough love. I mean, I think his mindset got messed up and damaged after he got hurt the year of 2017 and Foles led them to the Super Bowl. I don't think his mindset's ever been the same because it killed him. He wasn't in that spot. And listen, we understand as a competitor, you got the team to that point, 13 or 14 games or whatever it was. And then obviously the unfortunate ACL injury happens. But I just think he never really recovered from a mindset standpoint to that. I don't as well. And his game just went really south now as far as like his entire bad habits and everything. So,
but what are his bad habits? An overthrow? A holding on to the ball too long? Like, come on. But then he's coming on and saying, I'm going to keep doing the things I do. Well, then you shouldn't play then. Like, the coach has to step in and intervene and say, then I'm sitting you down then.
He wasn't throwing interceptions like this before this injury, before this year.
Look, you're killing your team.
Yeah.
His teammates just step in and be like, dude, what are you talking about? You're going to keep doing what you're doing. Come on, man.
And yesterday kind of kills you in a way because, as you said, the defense played pretty well for the most part in this game. I think really the only was that they kind of wore down a little bit as far as Chubb started to, he had the 54-yard run. Other than that, though, I mean, as a team, the Browns ran the ball 40 times yesterday for 137 yards. If you think about it, that's not a crazy number right there. If you take that 54-yard run out, the Eagles actually did pretty good against them run defense yesterday. And Kareem Hunt
was fine yesterday.
Kareem Hunt only had 11 yards on 13 carries, so they held him under check. And
defense was fine.
But this is the Browns. This is the Browns formula right now. Like they're a 7-3 football team, but does that look like when we watched that game yesterday?
No.
Did that look like a 7-3 team?
I mean, I know the weather was a factor, but
and the weather's been a factor the last several times they played in Cleveland,
Yeah.
and they've found ways to win. With the run game, and Kevin Stefanski recognizes that team's strength is those two running backs.
Yeah,
and it's not his quarterback.
Right.
You know what I mean? And without Odell, I think without Odell now, they especially went to the run because they got Jarvis Landry, Rashad Higgins, and Hooper's a decent tight end. But I mean, other than that, like they don't have a lot as far as weapons outside the running back position right now in Cleveland.
Right.
But gives credit to Stefanski as the head coach and the play caller. He's going with the strengths of that team. And I guess from a Doug perspective, when you recognize that you have a struggling quarterback right now, you might not want him to throw the ball 35 to 40 times a game.
Right.
I understand it's a passing league and you need to create big plays to win. But maybe in situations like yesterday they could have ran the football and won. Yeah. I think the week before against the Giants, they could have kept running the football and possibly at least had a better shot of winning that football game the week before. You just have to recognize the game and the game flow situations. Yesterday dictated they could have ran the football, and this is why Doug is to blame as well, just as much as Wentz in that regard.
Like there was a couple stats out there. Okay, so I think we all know Wentz is probably not a pocket passer. He's probably better off on the run.
We've seen that.
How many times did we throw on the run yesterday? Once outside the pocket. Once. Whose fault is that? The person calling the plays.
Right. The play design and all that.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we doing?
Nothing has changed. Yeah.
You have to build your offense around your strengths. And since I would probably even venture to say, since you make your comment about this is the new norm around here, we haven't been that at all. This is not the new norm. Okay?
And the offense has regressed the last 3 years.
It has regressed.
And they're 27th, I think, in the league in total offense now. So they're really
you can't roll out every play. But maybe that's why you brought your second round pick in here. Maybe he could play more than one play. Okay?
That's all he did, right? He was only one, right?
One play yesterday.
Like an 8-yard run?
Okay?
6-yard run.
Okay, one play. So don't draft somebody you're going to play for one play. Just plain and simple.
Well, when you draft somebody like that in the second round, that means the way Wentz is playing right now, you would figure that they were going to give Hurts this opportunity.
Yeah. Now, and don't you're telling me, oh, well, he doesn't know the offense yet. Yeah, we're not comfortable with him yet. Well, guess what? Then I hope Wentz breaks his leg next game. I want to see Hurts play. Okay, because if that's going to be the reasoning, for Hurts to get in the game, then I want to see him. I want to see Wentz get hurt. How about that? I'm going on record saying I want him to get hurt. Because if that's the reason why they drafted a quarterback in the second round, because they didn't believe that their $100 and some odd million man they must have thought, Wentz isn't going to be healthy this year. Let's draft a quarterback. Because we don't care how bad he's going to play.
Yeah.
We're going to keep him in. He could suck this year. We can go 0-16, and we're going to keep our quarterback in and not take him out. How is our second round pick going to get in the game then? Oh, we're going to run 2 gadget plays a game and get him in the game. Come on, man. There's no way. They're either using him as a trade piece or they were hoping their quarterback gets hurt. So you put your coach in a terrible spot because the coach can't even coach the way he wants to. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. It's not good for the organization either.
Well, now let me go on record as saying I'm not a huge Jalen Hurts fan. I wasn't in love with this guy coming out of college like Morella was. I understand he's got athletic ability comparable, I guess, in a sense to Wilson and Kyler Murray, if you want to compare those two guys because of his short stature. But I don't think he's got the arm strength anywhere near Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, which you need some arm strength. I don't know if he can get the ball downfield the way you want. I mean, a lot of offense is created off big plays, and the Eagles lack that because of the inaccuracies, obviously, of Wentz downfield, not because he can't throw the ball downfield.
When's the last time you've seen Wentz throw the ball down the field? Tell me. Since Deshaun Jackson got hurt?
I thought he took a couple D shots yesterday, but they were not close.
That's what I'm saying. So
You
like,
know what I mean?
but like and then we'll say, oh well, we don't have a guy who can stretch the field. Come on, like that's the thing. Like there's so many, and I got something. This is what I heard this morning. Okay, Simon John. Okay, he threw something out there. I want to see if you could tell me what you think. Okay, in Eagles history, okay, for what we gave up for him. And I'll tell you what was said after as well. For what we gave up for him, is he the worst draft pick in Eagles history? For what they gave up for him to get him.
Yeah, as far as trading, obviously trading up to do this back in 2016.
Now Rhea said because of the year he had in 2017, she thinks no.
Well, that's starting to that 1 year is starting to get evaporated real quick.
That's the thing.
Outside of now, you could pretty much say 2 average years, and this year is obviously a subpar year where he's playing like a bottom. I mean, the stats back it up as far as the QBR and all the stats that these analytic geeks really take into account as far as measuring a quarterback's performance. I mean, he's right there in the bottom 5. Mike makes a good point here.
Mike makes a good point here. What do we know here? We don't know anything. The few throws that he's thrown this year have been good. He'll make 2 good plays, and Doug puts him right on the bench.
Well, to get Morella's point, he says Hurts can throw and make plays with his legs, 4.59 speed. Yeah, I said his athleticism is comparable. I think these hold this comparison that we saw with some of the draft nicks, and I know Morella painted he reminds him somewhat of Wilson. I'm not gonna say he is. I mean, I don't think so. Now, can he start in this league? I certainly. I mean, he deserves an opportunity to see if he can, which he has not gotten that opportunity yet through 11 games.
Will he ever get it here?
I don't know.
we don't know.
I'm not confident yet of that. We thought by now that the way Wentz has been playing, we thought in September that
he's got to get hurt.
This would be the time.
He's got to get hurt. I'm telling you, he's got to get hurt because maybe Jason Peters can fall back into him and they both could get hurt because that's the only reason why I don't want to watch the team anymore. Like I can't get excited for an Eagles game because I'm tired of watching. I like John Clark and everything. But when I go on Twitter and watch them in the pre-huddle in the tunnel, I want to puke because it's always let's go be great. Let's go be great. Let's go do this. Come on, dude. Stop. Because I'm tired of watching you suck every week. He's terrible.
They're blank statements because they're not really nothing.
He hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
And because is it because of his contract that he's being run out there every week? I don't know because I can't think of another athlete that's been this bad who has kept his job this long. I can't. I don't know.
All right. We'll shift gears a little bit now. I think we covered a lot on the Eagles-Browns game and obviously the Eagles.
Darren Morey and the Sixers. Because I am very excited about the Sixers.
Yeah, we'll get in a little bit of the NBA. So obviously it all started really with the on draft night on Wednesday with the Horford getting traded.
Yeah, I was excited about that.
Getting rid of that 4 years and $80 million left on that contract, and getting a shooter in Danny Green, who was not a great shooter, I don't think, last year. He's
a winner. They need winners on this team.
Yeah, I know. He's been on the back-to-back NBA championship teams with.
Listen, I don't mean to throw trivia at you, but before they got him, was there anybody on this team that won a championship? I don't think so. Was there?
Definitely not starting.
Well, I know that.
Rotation, the bench. I don't think so because their bench was pretty young.
Okay, well that's done now.
Yeah, so. Because they had a couple years ago they had Marco Bellinelli who won with the Spurs. But
right.
Yeah, that outside of that, I don't recall an actual player that's been
so that's taken care of.
Yeah, and then they added Seth Curry in a trade. They got They traded Josh Richardson. So basically 2 of their starting 5, even though Horford really didn't start the last half of the year, but I guess you're talking about like the opening day lineup last year.
Yeah.
2 of their 5 have now been traded.
And listen,
which the Horford trade you understood.
And listen, it wasn't all about I think that the starting 5 or they cleared a lot of money. I think that they're still gonna do stuff.
I don't think it's over. I think they still can make a couple moves here. I mean, obviously they're going to try to make a big splash in a trade, I think still. Whether or not it happens, I don't know. Whether or not they want to trade Ben or Joe, I still don't know.
They got deeper too, so which is good.
They needed if they
just moved Zaire Smith today too.
Yeah, last night they traded him to for Tony Bradley, a backup center, young center.
Which is fine. Zaire Smith got caught up in the Brett Brown I don't want to play you type movement.
Yeah, he's not a fit. He was
average.
He can't shoot. So
I heard a lot of couple rumors they were trying to get Landry Shamet back. Then I heard they were trying to get there was a bunch of rumors floating.
Brooklyn got him then.
Yeah.
But they got Dwight Howard signed him.
Nice veteran backup who's not going to complain about playing.
Coming in on a veteran minimum, $2.5 million. So
take that.
He's going to come in and basically, spell, and beat a break when needed, and going to play about 15 minutes a game, I guess is what the plan is.
Get rebounds and score a little bit. That's it.
Yeah, so not bad there, and also
we were 3-time defensive player of the year.
And I like their draft pick, Tyrese Maxey. I think he's got potential. They say he, only 29% 3-point shooter last year, but they say that he actually he has a shot that it looks like it's developed. That you can develop. It's not something that looks like a Fultz shot.
He'll actually take a shot.
Yeah, he doesn't have bad form. Apparently, the form is there as far as like an NBA form.
Yeah,
they just those shots need to fall, and hopefully they can. But it looks like he could be. And he worked out with Ben and LeBron. He's part of that. I think the same agency.
Oh.
So it looks like him and Ben were already kind of friendly before this. So I think
hope he doesn't take after him.
Take him under his wing, and he could potentially start. I think at some point at the 2. I don't think right away. He'll probably be in the rotation to start off. But I thoroughly agree with you as far as their benches. It looks like it's better.
Hopefully.
Now is it an NBA? Is it a Eastern Conference contender? I don't know. I mean, it all remains to be seen. Milwaukee made a couple moves to try to build the team around Giannis a little bit better.
Well, I still think the Lakers probably got better somehow.
Yeah, who'd they bring in?
They signed Pope.
They brought in Montrezl Harrell.
They got the other Gasol.
Somehow brought in a 6-man a year. I don't know how they find this, this extra cap space to get it done. But yeah, they might actually be better. And they took Harrell away from the Clippers, which is even better because that was one of their main, contenders that they had to worry about in the Western Conference. So yeah, the Lakers right now look like they're still going into this season, the team to beat to win it all again. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, you're more encouraged about the Sixers because they actually the owner decided to go out there and actually get a player personnel guy that's has a little bit of has a track record, not a little bit, has a pretty good track record in Daryl Morey. Bringing in Doc Rivers as the head coach. I don't think he's a great head coach, but I think he'll get the best. He'll get the best out of these players. I think
he'll be a little bit more of a voice than Brett Brown is. At least he'll get on people.
And he's won a championship, so we know. I mean, he's been to a couple championships. He didn't do what I think many people thought he should have done with the Clippers. Falling short, blowing that 3-1 series lead this year against Denver in the second round. So that should not have happened, but
yeah,
who knows what was going on there, if there was some locker room things going on, but he gets his shot, and we'll see what happens. The season's coming up in less than a month now. December 22nd, they're supposed to be starting. So we'll get a glimpse, and we'll see what else, if anything else happens free agency wise here over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we had some local news. Facebook some local Facebook baseball news of one of our guests that we had, Hamilton resident, Joe Gatto.
Yeah, let's just say that there's a family source to this,
Yeah.
so we have not been able to confirm an MLB report to this, but obviously we're going to go with the family source.
I mean, I'm sure we can go with the family source. Family source has it that former guest Joe Gatto has signed with the Texas Rangers. So his contract was up with the Angels, and I guess he was released from that contract.
Yeah.
And I did hear that he was courted by a couple of teams, and the Rangers have signed him. I don't know where he's landed yet, if he's on the active roster or an invite to spring training or what the case is yet, but he's landed with the Rangers. So that's good. It's good for him.
Yeah, really.
So we'll see. We'll see if he'll actually get a shot. Paul and I have heard that he's been his velocity's been up, and
I think our plan is hopefully we can get him and Struble on at some point, even together. Obviously it'll be much easier to do it now with our setup here. So why not? Sometime in the winter.
Yeah, we'll get them
going before the baseball season starts. And
I've been keeping in touch with both of them via text, and they've been excited. I mean, LT lost his whole first year with the Mets. So
I know he hasn't
gotten to play at all.
He literally went down. He literally went down to Port St. Louis, and it was like 5 days later it came back.
Yeah, so Joe was playing. Joe almost got the whole year in.
And he pitched a couple games in spring training for the Angels. I remember we were talking about that in late February. He got into a couple games before they sent him down, and so he got his feet wet at a couple games in the minor leagues, or not in the minor leagues, in spring training for the Angels. But now it looks like he's moved on from the Angels. I guess I'm assuming they non-tendered him or whatever, and he's going to play for the Texas Rangers organization now
Chris,
for 2021.
Chris, your question: why do the Eagles keep losing every week? We kind of touched on this for about a half an hour already. It's because they suck. There you go. That's just to answer your question. And the quarterback stinks. We're talking Sixers right now. Moving on, we're gonna touch the whole Philly landscape right now. The Flyers aren't really doing much right now. They are.
Well, when's the NHL going to decide to play?
I don't know
their season.
I keep hearing January 1st. I don't know if they're going to come back with a Winter Classic because they really can't have any fans.
Yeah, still.
So maybe our hockey analyst Brian Tiatard will shed some light on that for us. But
he said he would not be surprised if they canceled the whole season.
He did say that. I don't know.
I think they need fans in the stands. Basketball doesn't need it. The NBA can go without it.
NFL as well.
If the NBA decides to not, to play obviously in the the arenas, and not have any fans, they'll do it. Like, it's not a big deal to them because of the large TV contracts they have.
Right.
NHL can't do that. NHL and MLB even to an extent really can't because they're more regionalized.
Well, Tom, I know the Winter Classic was canceled. I'm saying they were supposed to come back January 1st around that time.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Winter Classic's canceled because they can't have any fans.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, they said around that time they wanted to try and come back with the season. So, obviously, listen, the NHL and the NBA, I believe, were the two associations that did this whole thing right with the bubbles, and I don't think they had any COVID problems, right? Pretty much with doing it the way they did it in Toronto and in Disney.
Yeah,
with their testing.
The MLB and NHL, when they did the playoffs, with the bubble sites, it worked out pretty well. There was I think the NHL maybe had a few very early on, but in the NBA as well. But they did; it was handled very well, and it certainly seemed to work out, very, very well. But I said the NHL right now they have not made obviously the NBA has already made their plans on the season, and they're going to go with 72 games. They're going to announce, I think, the first half, and then they're going to wait to the second half. And then there's some type of play-in tournament they're going to do too in May. So they already kind of have things figured out. The NHL though has been very I'm on everything right now. So
by the way, I forgot about this. We have a betting question here for you, Paul. But before I get to that, was it 2 weeks ago when we were asked about our picks and I said money line? I think it was the Raiders. Wasn't it 2 weeks ago? Somebody asked a question. I said I can't remember what it was. I said take the money line and it hit. I just wanted to let you know that was right.
I remember it was a Raiders one, but I felt like the Raiders thing was early in the season.
Was it last week? It was. Somebody asked about last week. I said money line.
Oh, you were talking about the Bears Vikings game? That was last Monday night's game.
I said Bears money line. They ended up losing, right? The Vikings won.
Vikings won 19-13.
Bears money line was hitting earlier, and then they ended up losing at the end of the game. That's right. All right. So Phil wants to know. We're going to you, Paulie Walnuts. Rams +4 parlay with under 48. Your thoughts?
Is that the official line, or is this like an alternate line?
I don't know.
He's doing. I'm going to look right now.
I think that is the line, actually.
It's only 48 the total.
We're going to look. Paulie has the DraftKings site on.
Yeah, DraftKings is 447.5. So that's obviously, I'm assuming he's right on there. The under, I like the under being in play there. I'm not sure about the Bucks Rams. I don't know about the spread. I do think it's going to be a little bit of a defensive battle. The Rams are pretty good defensively. The Bucks are getting better defensively. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't have a real feel overall for the game tonight. I mean, you figure Brady at home on a Monday night. It would be tough. That would be a tough spot for the Rams.
I believe the Rams are 1-5 against Brady.
And I'm not a big Jared Goff fan, so
stinks.
That right now the Rams their formula seems to be good running the football, and obviously their defense has held strong so far this year, and obviously they have one of the better defensive lines in the league. So, it's as I said, coming in, this is two playoff teams. You would think, with Bucks being 7-3 and the Rams being 6-3. So, should be a pretty good matchup here for tonight compared to, next Monday night the Eagles play on Monday night.
That should be fun
against Seattle.
Metcalf might have 304 touchdowns,
and with no fans at least, so the fans don't have to suffer through it.
Should be great. Tom says Larry Brooks had a report last week about a possible work stoppage. The owners are getting pushback from the players on getting a prorated salary, and then he puts the owners also wanted to share revenue to be scaled back a few years.
So this sounds like an MLB thing when they were battling through.
Yep.
Because it wasn't even a prorated for MLB. It was like even a more abbreviated salary to that. And listen, the NHL, they don't. They rely a lot on the ticket sales and obviously the fans coming in and buying merchandise and food and the whole 9 yards and if they don't get that, which it doesn't look like they're going to be able to, I mean, I don't know, would they I mean, they would still be losing money even if they allowed 15% capacity or 20%.
Yep.
So I don't even think that would be a solution. So they might just figure no fans, if we can't have full capacity, then no fans at all. I mean, I think that's like how they're treating it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, if there's already some labor issues going on, I mean, the NHL has had a lot of issues in the past. I mean, they had a full year stoppage that 1 year, right? In 05, 04, 05. And then in 2011, 2012, they had a half a season, wiped out because of it. Or 2012, 2013, whatever that year was. So they've had labor issues in the past. So we'll see. I don't know.
Just remember, deny the blue line.
Deny the blue line, and
just remember.
I mean, right now, the hockey has ended. How long ago did it end? Almost 2 months ago now. Was there what Tampa Bay won the cup?
Yeah. And
there has been no action other than the draft since then. No free agency, nothing. Or no, they did free agency then, right?
Yeah.
The Flyers didn't do much. That's why I guess I forget.
Hey, Phil, I'll give you a stat, Phil. The under is 18-7 in the last 25 Monday night games.
Is it really?
It's a good stat, right?
I know that's like
All right, here we go.
You look for those. No. You look for those type of trends, but it has nothing to do about the game tonight.
That's a good trend.
But they're not. It's not like they're playing in similar environment or similar conditions.
Doesn't matter, Paul.
I didn't know there was like tornadoes every time a Monday night football game was played. You know, I don't.
The Rams have played to 7-2 with the under this year. How's that? Is that a bad under? Is that a bad thing?
No, I like those type of trends where you're talking about actual teams, but you're talking about like a Monday night football thing.
There we go.
Listen, I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying that's what people say.
I'm trying to help Phil. He's a listener. He's a watcher of our show.
Well, then
we want to give this guy,
Well, Phil, I like the other stat more than the Monday night football stat.
All right. Phil, I don't like Paul sometimes either, but I still do the show with him.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Any Phillies news? Or they just stink too?
Well, then when the Theo Epstein stuff came out last week that he stepped down and
we knew that wasn't going to happen. So
he wants to take a year off apparently right now, but the Phillies are going to do their due diligence and they have started doing their homework on GMs, but no interview news. They did hire their pitching coach, right?
Yeah, 33 years old or something.
He was the assistant pitching coach for the Reds. He actually pitched for the Yankees in 2015. So Girardi did coach this particular former player, now pitching coach, but he actually had some good people are saying it's good hire. I don't know. I mean, so they got a guy that obviously was never a head pitching coach, but is the assistant pitching coach now.
Right.
Or was the assistant pitching coach of the Reds last year. And we know the Reds had a pretty good pitching staff last year.
Right.
So maybe he came highly recommended from like the Trevor Bauers of the world. Who knows? Guy that pitched, had a career year last year and won a Cy Young. Maybe he had something to do with that. I don't know. But that was it as far as just the new pitching coach they announced a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were willing to spend a little money on a pitching coach.
That's good. What's wrong with that?
But now they don't want to spend any money on hiring a GM and actual right now free agency is stalled. Like there's nothing going on. It's not just the Phillies, and it has everything to do right now with teams don't want to spend money. Like I guess they're very concerned right now because I know free agency is particularly usually slow until you get to the winter meetings. But now the winter meetings this year are being done, like they're going to be virtual, I assume. They're not going to do it at the normal sites. So I don't even know how that's going to work out. So who knows? I really don't know what's going to happen with baseball either. I think you're dealing with some uncertainty with baseball, just like you are with the hockey thing right now. So everything's kind of on hold.
You know what Eagles fans sound like right now?
War over there in Minnesota, guys. That's right. E-A-G-L-E-L, Eagles, baby.
They can't even spell right now. That's what they were doing.
I don't think anybody.
I hope Jeremy's still watching.
I don't think the Eagles are worthy of having their name spelled correctly right now.
They can't even spell right now. Unbelievable. So wait, the Tampa Bay is a 4-point favorite tonight?
4 right now, I say.
Right
Yep. As Tom said early in the season on a Thursday night when he didn't know how many downs there were.
Tom's a 4-point favorite tonight?
Yep. Good job. That was good.
Did Burrow blow out his ACL?
ACL and MCL.
He almost got blown out right there.
No, that did not it did not happen on that hit.
Almost
2 months ago.
Nice.
So night already for Gio.
Oh yeah.
You're happy about that?
Yeah.
Until you got to feed him at like 3:00.
Oh
does that still happen?
No, he's 12 hours. He sleeps all through the night.
No way. You got him. He's
been like that for a year, dude. You don't feed people. You don't feed him overnight anymore. No. Come on.
Oh yeah, he is like a year and a half now.
Oh yeah.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. What do we got? We got to talk about anything else, or what do we got?
yeah.
Anybody else have anything they want to comment on? I was gonna start a new segment on our show. I was thinking about it earlier. Let me see if I can do this real quick. I wasn't prepared for
Well,
it.
this is unknown because you didn't run this by me. So
Yeah, I was gonna start a new segment on our show called Stump the Host. I was gonna ask you a trivia question.
Okay.
But I didn't. I'm not prepared for it right now. I don't really have the question.
So we're going to start this next week then.
Yeah, I don't really have. Yeah.
That's fine if you want to start it next week.
Yeah. So be ready for my trivia question next week for you, because I'm a trivia guy. So
Yeah, you are.
I didn't have it. If I could find, yeah.
You haven't done Quizzo in a long time, huh?
Nah, terrible.
It's a shame.
Bring the restaurants back.
Well, the restaurants are back, but they're not going to allow you to do.
Yeah. Nah, we need full capacity soon.
Because because there's no sense of you doing it if they can't have full capacity.
No. So what are we thinking about this Clemson thing that happened? About the game being canceled?
I don't know.
Let's talk about this guy first. That's what.
No, we'll skip over that. Thank you. No. Yeah, and Jeremy's on. He chimed in.
All right, here we go. Here was my question.
Yeah.
All right, I found it.
Okay.
I asked the host. Let's see if you guys want to try and answer it. You can. All right. Maybe I don't know. You might have saw it on Twitter today, but hopefully you didn't. If you did, don't answer it. Okay.
Okay.
What NFL player started in the most playoff games between 1999 to 2009?
McNabb.
It's incorrect. It could be any NFL player who started in the most playoff games between 1999 and 2000.
The reason why I was thinking that is him because that was his life. That was his career, basically with the Eagles.
Right.
1999 to see. That's why I thought him right away.
It's a good guess, but it's not. It's not him.
No,
it is not him. Kevin Falk. Who the hell's Kevin Falk?
So he's naming. It's hard thinking of just like a Patriot that was in the playoffs every year.
No, it wasn't Kevin Falk. I know who he is, but I wasn't thinking that.
Would I get another guess here? Or?
Yeah, you keep guessing the whole time.
I don't want to bore everybody with numerous.
We got time.
1999 to 2009.
1999 to 2009.
So any player, not just
this person. I will give you some clues. This person played with 3 NFL teams during that time. And started 22 postseason games during that time.
Adam Vinatieri.
That is not correct. Played with one team, Dippy.
Huh?
He was with
Colts after that.
Well, yeah. Well, technically, he was with
Patriots and Colts.
For most of those years, though, maybe during those 10 years, though, he was with right? He was with New England for those 10 years, right?
Till 2006 or 7. Then the Patriots drafted Gostkowski, and
it is not Curtis Martin. On. Not Curtis Martin. 22 postseason games from 1999 to 2008. 3 NFL teams.
This is pretty good.
It is an offensive player.
You would also say, but yeah, why would you start it with 1999? Because Tom Brady wasn't in the league in 99. So it doesn't mean him then, right?
No, it's not him.
Okay. I have no idea.
No guesses, huh?
Did he play for the?
Atard said, did he play for the Eagles? The Eagles was one of his teams. Yes.
Ooh. Dante Stallworth?
No.
I don't know. I don't know why I even brought his
You
name.
picked somebody who killed somebody. That's the first thing you think of.
But he was with multiple teams, and I don't know. I just remember. Well, he was only with the Eagles in 1 year, right? 2006, I think it was.
And I know what you said. The Eagles.
I don't know.
All right. Next clue I will give you. He played for 2 AFC teams. Is the other clue. So he played for the Eagles and 2 AFC teams. The last clue I give you is going to be the easiest clue.
All right, don't do that yet, then.
I know. Actually, I'll give you another clue before I give you that clue.
Okay. Deuce Staley?
Nope.
Because he played for the Steelers too, right?
I'm going to look this up before I say this is very good. It's keeping the viewers intrigued.
But Deuce Staley didn't play that long, I don't think. Then I don't think he played till 2009. He might have been even earlier than that when he retired.
Let me see if this is correct.
Receiver. I don't know. John Ritchie?
That is not true. No.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I'm just thinking of other guys that played multiple teams. I don't think he played for a third team, though, right? He was just the Raiders and the Eagles.
All right. Tard said I should put I'm not going to put the question in the banner because it's almost done. I will next week, though, when I put my next question up. All right. The last clue is he was a member of Congress.
John Runyon?
John Runyon is the correct answer.
So he played for the Titans, the Eagles,
and the Chargers. 22.
The Chargers at the end.
22 postseason games from 1999 to 2008.
Wow, that's a good one.
Most NFL playoff games started. Sheldon Brown, Jeremy, what are you doing? Good guess though. In that 10-year period, John Runyon.
That's a good one, and I mean it.
Trey Thomas was another good answer. Somebody guessed before, but.
Yeah, that's a good one because obviously before he came to the Eagles, he had that. The Titans had their run going with Jeff Fisher as the coach and Steve McNair, the quarterback in those years, and then he joined the Eagles as a free agent. Actually, one of their better free agent signings probably in ever.
Trey Thomas replied, "It should have been me," and Glenn Macnow goes, "Close. Runyon started a year before you, though."
He did.
They were both
2001. Was he 2001, 2002? He signed with the Eagles.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then I guess the Chargers was like his last year. I don't think he played the Chargers more than 1 year.
Yes, it was close. Yeah.
Because I think his last year with the Eagles was 2008.
Yeah.
And that was it. Because I think you remember Winston Justice took over for him.
Oh boy, USC
of all people to replace John Runyon was Winston Justice.
Oof.
So so it was around that timeline.
Winston Justice, imagine that.
That's a good one. And you found that today on Twitter for Glenn Macnow?
He typed I saw it earlier this morning and I was like, that'd be a good one for our show.
Yeah, so
I'll come up with a stump the host or stump the fans.
I like it. I mean, that got me and it got me thinking. So
stump the fans. Brian T did that when it wasn't an Alex Lafreniere or however the hell you say his goddamn name.
Who cares?
How bad would it be? No, not the fireman, not the 26-year-old fireman in the first round.
Yeah.
How bad would it be if Brian T doesn't get to see the number 1 pick this year play? Oh, he might have to wait another whole year.
He's
That
not
would
going
be terrible.
to. I don't even think he's that upset. He didn't.
He's upset.
He didn't talk.
Upset.
He didn't talk about it like he was that upset because it's not disrupting their future. I don't know. Anyway, that was a good show this evening. Great stump the host question at the end. We'll have another one next week, and now I'll be maybe a little more prepared. Maybe I'll start looking at some more trivia stuff along the way as we go in the next week. So we'll be back with you next Monday night, right before the game that should be a blowout between the Seahawks and the Eagles, a game that Seattle should win, but we'll see what happens there. Enjoy tonight's Monday night game between the Rams and the Bucs, about to start in just about 15, 20 minutes. And everybody enjoy their holiday, their Thanksgiving, really the weekend. A lot of people have a long weekend ahead coming up. So enjoy that. And we'll be back with you next Monday night.
Yes, sir.
Here on the Unsportsmanlike Conduct again.
Oh, right before the Eagles game. Can't wait.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it should be lovely.
Yeah.
Once again, Paul Macrie, Big B, Mike Velardi.
Maybe Carson Wentz will get COVID and Jalen Hurts will start. Can't wait.
That's more possible than wishing an injury on the guy. So
can't wait.
That's it for this week. We will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes.
See you next time.
Thank you for watching the Sports Box. Follow us on Facebook at Sports Box Show, Twitter at Sports Box Show, Instagram at The Sports Box Show. Find us on YouTube and join Outside the Box, our Facebook sports discussion group. The Sports Box is brought to you by our friends at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and use promo code THEBOX at sign up for 10 points. See you next time.